This time, the mode dial of P530 is malfunctioning. Coolpix P500/510/520/530 can be repaired in the same way. The mode does not change even if the mode dial is rotated. Other buttons are also unresponsive. That's why I remove the battery and then disassemble it. Use a number 0 or no 00 standard Phillips screwdriver. Number 0 is Japan Camera Industry Association, JCIA, standard. Remove only the screws for fixing the back body. There is also one screw under the cover. You don't have to remove this screw on the underside of the right-hand grip. Remove the screws from here. You only need to remove the screws on the back body side. Nikon screws are not very hard and are easy to remove. With a Canon single lens reflex camera, etc., it may not turn even if you put all your strength into it. I'm really in trouble. How do maker repair workers remove it? I think all the screws to be removed were the same standard screws. Remove a total of 8 screws. The one under the grip was removed by mistake. Gradually apply force from the underside of the body to the back body to open the seams. Apply force slowly and carefully. If there is a gap on the lower side, open the flash and gently pry off the claw at the base of the flash with a flat blade screwdriver. There is a dent at the bottom of the glossy square part at the base of the flash, so pry it upwards so that it is not scratched lightly. When the key claw comes off, a gap opens in the upper part, so slowly remove the back body. Never pull it open with foolish power like the Incredible Hulk. Slowly and carefully apply force little by little to widen the gap. Because there is wiring of the liquid crystal and the wheel controller on the back body. If you remove it all at once, this wiring will be cut. If you open it slowly, it will look like this. Calmly check the wiring and disconnect the connector. Unlock the black lock on the connector and slowly disconnect the cable. The rear body can be separated by disconnecting the wiring of the wheel controller. Remove the LCD panel. It may stick to the back body, in which case you can pull it slowly to remove it from the back body. The LCD panel is taped with a cable, but you can remove it by peeling it off and unlocking the connector. Do not touch the front surface of the LCD panel and the glass surface of the back body with your fingers. It's hard to get a fingerprint. If you like cleaning, you can do what you want. Be careful not to cut the FPC cable when disconnecting. Remove one of the screws on the top left edge of the glossy plastic part with the shutter button and mode dial as seen from the back. Screw that secures the metal plate to the lower left of the mode dial. Be careful not to break the claws around the glossy resin part, and apply force upward little by little to make it float. Since the cable is also connected to this part, remove it with force while being careful not to remove it all at once. If you disconnect the cable from the connector, the resin parts will come off. Remove the screws on the back of the removed resin parts. I've seen this part of the dropped camera about to come off, but it's only natural that it's off if it's just stopped by a claw. It is fixed with one screw, but one screw will be weak. Japanese companies cannot resist the wave of cost reduction. Right next to it, there are countries such as China and Taiwan that manufacture cheaply. As for digital cameras, the majority of the market share is Japanese companies because smartphone cameras became popular before they were manufactured by China and Taiwan. Some are made by Samsung and GE, but they don't seem to be very motivated. As the performance of smartphone cameras has improved, there are fewer scenes that can only be taken beautifully with a digital camera. Since the circumference of the metal plate is caught by the claw, carefully shift it. The front and rear metal plates are connected by an FPC cable, so be careful not to cut them. No useless stupid power is required for any work. Float the metal plate little by little while checking the structure little by little. Be careful as it ends when the wire breaks. There is no problem with careful work. It will come off like that. The metal plate has contacts with the FPC, so be careful not to damage both. Contact grease is applied to the part of the mode dial, but it seems that it has become old and has become non-contact grease. Wipe off the old grease with absolute ethanol and apply a new contact restoration agent. Select a contact restoration agent that does not dissolve the resin. Please use either liquid or grease, which is easily available. Incidentally, do the same for the other terminals. The new electrical contact cleaner is thinly stretched. It is not good to apply too much electrical contact cleaner. Do the same for both the contacts on the FPC and the metal contacts on the dial side. Since the processing is finished, reassemble it. The procedure is the reverse of the disassembly. Work calmly while carefully checking the claws, protrusions, holes to insert, etc. There is no work that requires force. If it doesn't come back, there is something wrong with the part to insert or match. It was originally assembled, so it should come back. Even if you can't do it well, calm down and check it well. As for the screw of the wheel for function is a large head, but other than that, I think that it was the same size. Some people want to see the whole process, so please take a look at screw tightening for a while. After tightening the screws, turn the dial left and right so that the contact cleaner will blend in. Connect the FPC of the resin part with the mode dial to the connector and assemble it in the original position. It is difficult to work, but be careful not to break the FPC and work carefully. Insert the FPC into the connector and lock it in black. After attaching the liquid crystal, align the resin parts of the mode dial and gradually apply force downward. I think that the position can be assembled well by aligning the screw holes on the metal plate on the left side. Here. When you come to the position you think you want, you can put a little effort into it. Just a little bit. If the position is correct, it can be reassembled without any resistance. There are no gaps. There is no sound of the resin cracking. If you can return it without any gap, tighten the screw on the metal plate at the lower left of the mode dial. After cleaning the LCD dust, assemble the back body. Connect the cable of the wheel controller on the back body. Assemble the back body. Fit the claws around the back body. Carefully align it with the front body so that there is no gap. Tighten the screws on the body. A scene where you just tighten the screws for about 2 minutes and 10 seconds from here. Since the assembly is completed, load the battery and check the operation. Power on. The shutter was released. Zoom in/out is also normal. Mode selection is also normal. Successful repair of the mode dial defect.